Hey, pollution solutioners. Welcome to my lanai. Sorry if it's a little noisy, but it was such a nice day today, I didn't want to be inside. Today, we're switching gears and heading back to the bathroom to EcoShop for shampoo and conditioner. Live shopping in a grocery store or any store is a little tricky, so we'll need to get a bit more crafty with it. Anyhoozle, there's a lot to think about here, which is why it feels so hard to make a good decision for both your hair and the planet we all depend on. So let's break it all down, starting with the shampoo and the conditioner itself. Now, the things to look out for on the inside of the container are basically the same for both products. So there are some ingredients to avoid. We want to avoid fragrance, synthetic colors, parabens, 1,4 dioxane, something I can't even pronounce, and triclosan. Many ingredients are known carcinogens which cause cancer, or they are known endocrine disruptors or EDCs that can harm every organ in the body, in all animals. We also want to stay away from sulfates. They're not good for your skin or your hair, which is fairly common knowledge these days. And we also want to stay away from palm oil. It's a no-no unless you can verify that it's sustainably sourced. Demand for palm oil leads to ecosystem loss, climate change, and endangers both communities and species. So we don't want to do that. Now there are some things to look out for on the outside of your shampoo and conditioner as well. The container. Almost everything comes in a plastic container. And all of these bottles end up in landfills or in the ocean, creating the visual mess we are all familiar with. In landfills, the toxic chemicals, the EDCs and carcinogens are leached into the ground, eventually making it into our groundwater or being released into the air. In the ocean, the chemicals are poison. In the ocean, the chemicals are released into the water, creating poisonous and dangerous conditions for all ocean citizens. Now, drinking water is treated for humans, but not for any other planet citizen living in a river, lake, or the ocean, which is not fair or just. They have just as much right to a clean environment as we do. So how do we eco-shop our way out of this mess? Luckily, we have lots of options now, and more are popping up every day in stores and online. On the inside, just like your food, it's important to scan the ingredients of any shampoo or conditioner you're considering for any of the chemicals to avoid that we talked about earlier. An important note here, companies are not required by law to list every ingredient in personal care products. So this can be a little tricky. Avoid something if the general word fragrance is used. We're looking for essential oils instead. Look for natural ingredients that you can read, pronounce, and have somewhat of an idea of what they are. Now, be prepared for some trial and error here. Like everything else, not every combination will work for all hair types. On the outside, I'm encouraged to be seeing more options at normal chain stores, but there's still a long way to go. My first choice is no container at all. Shampoo and conditioner in bar form are popping up everywhere. I just found one from a company called EcoRoots that actually works for my fine and curly hair. Now, if that doesn't work for you yet, grab an old bottle and take it to your local refill store if you have one. If you don't have one, start one. Now, if all you've got to choose from are big chain stores, which is most of us, choose an aluminum can if it's possible and make sure to recycle it. If a plastic bottle is your only option, grab one made with recycled plastic if possible, or as a last result, make sure that the plastic bottle is potentially recyclable in your area and look for the largest bottle. Sometimes options are just limited. Some other general advice to protect the planet from this necessary activity: look for locally made options to reduce its carbon footprint. Wash your hair less often. It saves resources and pollution all the way around. I used to be an everyday hair washer who thought my hair needed it. Turns out it doesn't. I started with every other day. Now I'm down to twice a week. Less waste, pollution, and money. Win-win. We can also be stingy with the number of different products you buy and the amount that you use. We often use way too much of something for no reason. Alrighty, that's it for this eco-shopping session. I think this was helpful. Remember, the road to big changes is paved with small ones, and small changes collectively make meaningful change. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. Share what you've learned here forward, and we'll see you next time.